Superhuman strength. Dracula's physical strength is immense, far surpassing that of any ordinary human. This superhuman strength allows him to perform extraordinary feats such as lifting heavy objects with ease, overpowering multiple opponents in combat, and breaking through physical barriers like doors and walls. His strength makes him a nearly unstoppable force in close encounters. Immortality. One of Dracula's most defining traits is his immortality. Unlike humans, he does not age and is immune to the ravages of time. This eternal life grants him centuries of experience and knowledge, making him an exceptionally cunning and intelligent adversary. His immortality also means that he can recover from nearly any injury given enough time and blood. Regeneration. Dracula has a remarkable ability to heal from wounds that would be fatal to humans. Whether it's recovering from gunshots, stab wounds, or other injuries, his regenerative powers enable him to swiftly mend his body. The speed and extent of his healing are often dependent on his access to fresh blood, which acts as a vital source of his power. Shape-shifting. Dracula can transform his appearance and physical form at will. Common forms include: Bat allows him to fly, providing both a means of escape and an effective way to travel undetected. Wolf grants him increased speed, strength, and ferocity, making him even more formidable in combat. Mist enables him to pass through small openings, like cracks in doors or windows, and evade capture. Hypnosis. Dracula possesses hypnotic abilities that allow him to exert control over the minds of others. With a mere gaze or a few words, he can put people into trances, bending them to his will. This power is particularly useful for luring victims to their doom or compelling humans to protect him during the day. Enhanced senses. Dracula's senses are far more acute than those of ordinary humans. His enhanced vision allows him to see clearly in complete darkness, while his heightened hearing can detect the faintest sounds from great distances. His sense of smell is exceptionally keen, especially when it comes to the scent of blood, enabling him to track his prey with ease. Control over animals. Dracula has the ability to communicate with and command certain animals, such as wolves and rats. This power allows him to summon these creatures to aid him in battle, create diversions, or simply sow fear and chaos among his enemies. Weather control. In some stories, Dracula can influence the weather, creating fog, summoning storms, or calling down lightning. This ability not only serves to obscure his movements and disorient his pursuers but also adds to his aura of supernatural menace. Speed and agility. Dracula can move with incredible speed and agility, often described as appearing and disappearing in the blink of an eye. This superhuman swiftness allows him to dodge attacks, escape from dangerous situations, and surprise his enemies with sudden, rapid assaults. Stealth and infiltration. Dracula is a master of stealth, able to move silently and remain unseen even in close quarters. His ability to blend into the shadows and use his shape-shifting powers makes him a consummate infiltrator, capable of entering heavily guarded places without detection. Psychological manipulation. Beyond his physical and supernatural powers, Dracula is a master manipulator. He uses his intelligence, charm, and centuries of experience to psychologically manipulate those around him. Whether through subtle persuasion, outright deception, or the exploitation of fears and desires, Dracula can bend people to his will without them realizing it. Dark influence and aura. Dracula exudes a powerful and malevolent aura that can instill fear and unease in those around him. This dark presence is not just psychological but can have tangible effects on the environment, causing feelings of dread and despair. People in his vicinity often feel a chilling sense of foreboding, which can paralyze them with fear and make them more susceptible to his influence. Blood dependency. Dracula's powers are closely tied to his need for blood. While this can be seen as a weakness, it also grants him significant strength. The act of drinking blood rejuvenates him, enhances his supernatural abilities, and allows him to maintain his immortality. Fresh blood is essential for his regeneration and vitality, making him more powerful after feeding. Telepathy. In addition to hypnosis, Dracula possesses telepathic abilities that allow him to communicate with his victims and other vampires over long distances. This mental connection enables him to influence thoughts, send messages, and even cause hallucinations. His telepathy is a powerful tool for manipulating and controlling others without physical proximity. Immunity to conventional weapons. Dracula is impervious to most conventional weapons and attacks. Bullets, knives, and other physical assaults are largely ineffective against him due to his regenerative capabilities. Only specific means, such as sunlight, holy items, or wooden stakes, pose a significant threat to his existence. This near invulnerability makes him a daunting opponent. Command of the undead. Dracula has the ability to create and control other vampires, forming a network of loyal followers who serve his bidding. By biting and feeding on humans, he can transform them into vampires, binding them to his will. This power allows him to build an army of undead minions, each endowed with some of his supernatural abilities, extending his reach and influence. Mesmerizing charisma. Dracula's charisma is legendary. He can be charming, persuasive, and alluring, which he uses to seduce and manipulate those around him. His charm can disarm suspicion and win over potential allies or victims. This seductive allure makes it easier for him to gain the trust of others and lure them into his traps. Flight. In some adaptations, Dracula possesses the ability to fly, either in his bat form or even in his human form. This grants him unparalleled mobility, allowing him to traverse great distances quickly and escape from danger. Flight also gives him an aerial advantage in combat and scouting. Enhanced intelligence and cunning. Dracula's centuries of existence have endowed him with vast knowledge and strategic thinking. He is an expert tactician, using his intelligence to outsmart and outmaneuver his enemies. His deep understanding of human nature, history, and various cultures makes him a formidable opponent who can anticipate and counter the actions of those who oppose him. Master of disguise. Dracula is adept at assuming different identities and blending into various social settings. His ability to alter his appearance and demeanor allows him to infiltrate human society undetected. This skill is crucial for gathering information, identifying potential victims, and evading those who seek to destroy him. Supernatural endurance. Dracula can endure extreme conditions that would be fatal to humans. He does not need to eat, drink, or sleep like a human, and he can survive in environments that are inhospitable to normal life. This endurance allows him to sustain prolonged periods of activity and travel without the need for rest. Invulnerability to disease and poison. Dracula is immune to all known diseases and poisons, further enhancing his invincibility. His supernatural constitution protects him from ailments that would affect humans, making him immune to biological threats and chemical attacks. Shape and shadow manipulation. In some versions of his legend, Dracula can manipulate shadows and darkness, using them to conceal himself or create illusions. This ability to control the ambient darkness around him adds another layer of stealth and intimidation, making him a master of his environment. These additional details paint a comprehensive picture of Dracula's formidable array of strengths and abilities. His combination of physical prowess, supernatural powers, and psychological manipulation makes him one of the most enduring and terrifying figures in horror fiction.